when that happens, you got to accelerate your body. You got to start. You should get excited. It's a chance for a big play. And so I think it's just a mindset. We just got to keep hammering it home that we want them to blitz. And so and that's got to be in our comfort level.
Have you ever heard of a team of offense that averaged 60 points over 3 games besides yours?
I don't know. I mean,
and that unheard of.
Oklahoma State scored 84. Oklahoma State scored 84 in the first game.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about 3 games.
Well, I mean, obviously, if we want to average as many points as we can, but we've scored a lot of points in the past too. And so, I don't know. I'm sure there has been people do it.
Can this team get even any better?
Well, if we average 60 points at the end of the year, I'd say that's a pretty good year.
I believe it when I see it.
Yeah, me too. Me and you both, bro.
You all talk about timing a lot. Is one of the things that blitzing can affect that? Is that one of the reasons that you guys maybe struggled a little bit against blitz last week?
Yeah, I think it's got a little bit to do with timing because you got to speed up your routes a little bit. You got to speed up your routes. You got to speed up everything, and obviously the quarterback's got to get the ball out of his hand quicker. And so it would behoove us to get open quicker.
Dana said that was the first time anybody had really heated you guys up like that in quite a while. Do you think that the receivers were slow to react to that maybe?
Probably got a little bit to do with it. It was such a drastic change that probably, I think it has a lot to do with us coming out in the second half and just not being assertive. I think that goes, a little bit under the radar because we're talking about, they did something drastically different. But again, and I know I say this all over the time and place, but it really doesn't matter what they do. We just have to execute. We didn't execute the second half. It can't be about them. It's not about them. Did they change their scheme? Yes. Was it something that we can't execute against? No. And we just got to do our job. And we came out. I don't think it mattered what they played the second half. We just wasn't assertive and we didn't start fast. My opinion.
You think part of that's just scoring 4 touchdowns on your first 4 drives, guys thinking, hey, it's over?
Yeah, I think when you have success, I'm going to say easy, but you score 4 touchdowns right off the bat. And I think, and I tell players all the time, you got to be able to handle success. And part of handling success is continue doing the same thing you were doing. Part of success, too, is that when you score 4 drives right off the bat, kids start thinking that it's easy. They relax. Their body tempo goes down. Their mental sharpness goes down because in their mind they think, well, this is easy. Well, it's not easy. You got to keep pressing. You got to keep executing. And it's hard. You watch football week in and week out. It's hard for teams that have a lot of success early not to have a lull. There's peaks and valleys in every game. You can watch it. Very seldom does a team execute at that high level throughout 4 quarters. You watched it last night, right? You watched the Falcons and the Broncos. That's a prime example of the peaks and the valleys of a game. And our job as coaches, we got to overcome those valleys. The peaks are easy. Just keep doing what you're doing. But when we do have a lull, we got to be able to get back to where we're executing at a higher level.
So we didn't
do that.
When you reviewed film on Sunday, I assume that you saw some routes that were a little bit more lackadaisical at times in that second half. You saw those signs of guys turning it off a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't think we sped up things. There's certain things that we have to speed up whenever there's blitz and whenever there's no over-the-top coverage. And so there's certain things that we have to speed up, and we didn't. We were running routes basically, like it was versus zone. And so we got to speed up our tempo. We got to speed up everything we're doing.
Good to get a lesson like that in a game that's still an easy win, though.
It's still, to learn a lesson and get a win, I'll take that anytime.